Hello friends, today's video is my reaction about racism, particularly Asian racism in the media. And by the media, I mean the media reporting on people, particularly in California, attacking Asians. I don't understand how people can just be like that with such bad intent that they want to hit or hurt who is a stranger essentially to them. You know, Martin Luther King once said that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And I feel that that's what's happening right now. There's all these people that are covered in the press, and what are they getting? I think they should be getting punished, these people that hurt Asians. And you know, I understand that they are in a place where they're probably not mentally all right, and that's why they're attacking. But I just think too that it's really horrible. And this is actually why I do not watch mainstream news, but I have family members who are so into the news that they have to keep watching or listening to it. And for the most part, there is some good news out there, but I feel that 80 to 90% of it, it's just all negativity. You know, who got robbed or raped or who died. I mean, yes, there are cycles of life, cycles of birth and death. But why the whole fixation on reporting stuff that's morbid? It's really morbid. It's like the misfortunes of others, you know? And that's a rhetorical question. And we all know the answer because that's what sells. And so is this pandemic that's going on right now a collective ask? Because what it's having us do is confront who we are as a collective, which means there are some of us who are absolutely fine in their bubbles and are thriving. And there are some that are very lonely and feeling separated and alone. And there are some that are afraid because every time they step outside their door, they fear for their life. They fear that they could literally die because of what this virus is, and they don't fully understand that all these social distancing procedures are actually helpful. And so it's just really hard, you know. I really feel for the people that may be living alone or are living in a different country from where they are born. You know, if they are, for example, working elsewhere and then they're stuck there because travel isn't allowed freely. And I think out of all of this, I don't want this to be a depressing video. Out of all of this, the takeaway should be we're not alone, like when we're isolating or by ourselves, but that we are all one. And just that little shift in mindset allows us to remember that, hey, we are one human race. Why are we getting distracted by all of this blaming and hating on each other? I mean, we're all on the earth. We're all the earth's children. And that's actually why I'm using this filter, because nature and all that. And can't we go back to that? Focus on caring for nature and the animals on this planet and being kind to one another. And I think that's really going on a mass scale too with the pandemic. As you know, the frontline workers are doing their best, and people who work, for example, as cashiers and store clerks, people that provide us the essential services, like mailmen and women, people who deliver your groceries, people who stock those groceries into the shelves, people who drive those services, products, so that it can be a service and you can buy it from the store. Instead of condemning one another and being fearful, I would like to offer a different perspective, in that all of this that's going on shows you your trigger, shows you the parts that you don't want to experience but are experiencing. And you can visualize the opposite. Visualize a free world. Visualize a world where people are healthy and safe. And it's not just woo-woo. I mean, our minds, our brains, the mind is very powerful. Some people die because they believe they're going to die. I'm not talking about just COVID. I'm talking about if a person is fearful for their life, and let's say they got a diagnosis that says you only have 5 days to live, and they really believe that, then they have 5 days to live, and that's it. Whereas some people have been told, hey, you have cancer, you're going to live for 5 days. They say no, and they fight it. And some people would get the same diagnosis or prognosis, and they would say, okay, but then they would be so in flow with life and so accepting that the cancer itself resolves. And so if you know about placebo and nocebo, it's really, how powerful your mind is, regardless of whether a drug is working or not. I don't want to get too distracted by talking about that topic. I just think that we may have forgotten how powerful we are, how just one thought can shift the entire course of our life. And so all this stuff that's going on in the world right now are opportunities for us to realize that there's actually a lot of good going on, pre-pandemic and during the pandemic. And we will survive this because this is what we're good at. Humanity is good at being together and serving each other. And slowly, the mainstream media is reporting on that. And so I appreciate your time and attention, and I hope that wherever you are, that you are feeling safe and loved. And if you're not, get in touch with family or friends. Have a conversation with them. Just connect. Even if it's virtual, especially now that we're limited to it. Because even just one conversation can shift your perspective on something. And you could just need that one moment. And when you shift, then you'll feel lighter and happier. And remember that your true self, your natural self, is healthy and happy and whole and complete. Sending you love and good energy from Vancouver. This is Christina. I'll see you soon. Bye.